Who agrees with this statement? And the Nolan Wells case is bringing them all out. This case is cut and dry. It was an accident. People are looking for clicks and likes, and they're ruining these boys' lives in a cut and dry case that was an accident. And then you gotta ask yourself, if all of these kids were white, all of them, would there even be a story on this? Would we
No,
even be talking about this?
not at all. Not at all.
And my answer is no. The problem with social media is everybody has a voice and an opinion. And most people don't have common sense. You got to use common sense. This is what I tell everybody that DMs me about this case. They say, what about this? What about this? What about looking at the evidence? The evidence is the only thing you could look at. What if, what but, what? There's no but, there's no what if, there's the evidence. The evidence will show you the truth.
Seriously, what's wrong with y'all? It's obvious y'all got a problem, because why does Nolan Wells' teammate Bart Edmiston Jr. need to lawyer up and send out a cease and desist to y'all content creators out there who are making up lies on his name, defaming him, running his name through the mud? I'm trying to understand why y'all out here calling in death threats to this dude. Why y'all out here saying that, oh, he Nolan Wells, oh, this is Katie's ex-boyfriend. Why y'all making sure? If you pay attention, it's a common theme in this case. The people who feel like, you know, maybe Nolan drowned or something else unfortunate happened, we ain't making nothing up. We just trying to get the facts. But everybody who's screaming racism and feel like because Nolan Wells had white friends and he lived in Mississippi and he died, that his friends, those are the people who are on the internet making sure. Those are the people on the internet who are calling in death threats and defaming folks' name, got them scared to wake up and go into public places because y'all are making up lies. Y'all want this to be racism so bad that you are threatening people's lives who ain't got nothing to do with anything. What type of justice are y'all trying to get? This ain't no justice. This is like that internet bullying that y'all do because y'all some losers in life. Pay attention to people who believe that he drowned. Like I said, we're not making sure. We're just trying to get to the facts, and we're debunking the nonsense. We're not threatening nobody's life. Like, what the wrong with y'all? And you can't even try to make this a black and white, because that's all y'all, both black and white, who on that side, race hustling and trying to push this ridiculous race narrative.
This brother's absolutely right. And for the life of me, I would say that I don't know why, but for the likes, clicks, views, and follows, racism is on life support. It's people like this next lady I'm about to show, and some of these other, you know, race hustling Negroes, let's just call it what it is, like your Ben Crumps, your Al Sharpton, so forth and so on, and others on TikTok. They want to keep this thing going because they profit off of this. Simple as that.
Those boys knew the mom was looking for the phone. So they had to dip out, go give the mom the phone, call the Coast Guard. The body was probably in the boat. Bro, because what time did the mom retrieve the phone? Right? They called the Coast Guard at 11. That makes sense. They were, oh shit, the mom's looking for the fucking phone. The mom's looking for, what do we do?
Where do they come up with this stuff, man? You know, TikTok, hey, everybody having a camera phone and, you know, these social media social media outlets, they've been a gift and a curse. They've been a gift because they allowed so many people to share information and to get the word out and to have a voice. But the curse of it is they've allowed crazy people. They've allowed people to get out here and just spew all kinds of nonsense to keep strife going, to cause division, and to make a dollar. I mean, this makes no sense, man.
Let the lawsuits begin. I'm a forensic scientist and a former CSI, and there are all sorts of indication that lawsuits are going to start flying in the Nolan Wells case. There is a new conspiracy theory popping up in the Nolan Wells case. I have seen it referenced in my comments, and it is absolutely leading to lawsuits. This all has to do with this photo that you might have seen circulating on the internet and in my comment section even. This person shared the photo and said they figured out what happened. Bart Edmiston, who was in this photograph and is allegedly the ex-boyfriend of Katie McCormick, also apparently in this photograph, was on the boat with the boys and Nolan. This is according to this person's theory of the crime. You can clearly hear in both the enhanced and the original audio someone saying, "Damn it, Bart," damn it, Bart, I don't know. This person goes on to say that Bert or Bart probably heard that Nolan was hugged up with Katie on the beach, went into a crazy drunken rage, put Nolan in a headlock and killed him, and then his friends, in a panicked freakout moment, decided to just throw Nolan's body overboard. Now, not only is this theory completely inconsistent with the physical evidence in the case, this ain't Katie. According to the Clarion Ledger, that woman in the photograph is not Katie McCormick. Now, although it's not Katie in the photograph, it is Bart in the photograph. And the comments going along with the photo, the theory that he committed this murder, those are defamatory. And so he has retained an attorney to pursue defamation claims over the photo and theories being shared on social media. This is a gentle reminder that you cannot come on the internet and make defamatory claims and claim that people have committed murder with no evidence.
Yeah. You have freedom of speech, but you don't have this type of freedom to do these types of things. And I hope that everybody that is running with this story, that's running with this narrative, they get sued into oblivion.
Remember the Brian Koberger TikTok psychic and her $4 million judgment for defamation? It is defamatory to allege without evidence that Bart is a murderer. It is also false to say that he is upset because he is Katie's ex-boyfriend, because he did not even know her before this incident. He has certainly never dated her, according to his counsel. And now he actually has real damages because he has not only been defamed on the internet, but he received a credible death threat yesterday. It is also completely delusional for you as a TikTok user with no access to the evidence or the documents in this case to believe that you figured out what happened and that you were able to identify a suspect and a motive and the method for which they committed a homicide with no evidence. It is absolutely insane. The discourse in this case is insane.
You know, one thing I've been thinking about lately is how people sometimes confuse preparation with fear. And I don't think they're the same thing. Preparing for something doesn't mean you expect the worst. It just means you're being wise. We insure our homes, we insure our cars, we save for retirement, not because we know exactly what's going to happen, but because we know life is unpredictable. And when you look at everything happening around us, the economy, inflation, growing debt, the uncertainty around the world, I think it's reasonable to ask, am I prepared? That's why more people are taking a closer look at physical gold. Some are purchasing gold and silver directly. Others are moving a portion of an IRA or 401k into a gold IRA. And that's one reason I trust Augusta Precious Metals. What I appreciate is that they don't try to pressure you into making a decision. They take the time to explain how it all works, answers your questions, and help you determine whether owning physical gold or using a gold IRA actually makes sense for your situation. Then the decision is yours. And if you'd like to learn more, go to writeforgold.com or text FAITH to 35052, because at the end of the day, being prepared isn't about living in fear. It's about being a good steward of what you've been entrusted with. Now let's get back into the video. She is absolutely right. It is insane. Honestly, yo, it's beyond insane. The fact that now they've moved on and this Bart character, God bless him, that he's been dragged into this as the person who took out young Nolan. This is crazy. This is crazy. Allow the police to do their job. We have entirely too many internet TikTok sleuths out there coming up with theories, and they don't understand what they can and can't do. But they're about to learn today. They are about to learn. And again, everybody that's out here running with this narrative, they all need to be sued. Cease and desist letters immediately, but they need to sue for defamation. You can't be out here just recklessly blaming people. Most of these folks, they ain't been down to that area. They have never been to Mississippi. Most of the people talking trash, they've never been outside of the little place wherever it is that they live and grew up at. We're going to get into this clip from Tatum. Shout out to him. He's been following this. He's been doing a great job on this. Y'all make sure y'all keep him lifted up in prayer too, because he's receiving death threats for just doing the work that used to be, the work that your mainstream media outlets would do. Investigative journalism, actually going to speak to people from both sides. Lord knows we can't get real journalism these days on mainstream media, although these people make $2, $3, $4, $10 million a year. What happened to real journalism in America? And you finally get a person, and there's a plethora of others. Tatum's not the only one that's out here doing the good work. You see Nick Shirley and Samantha, and there's so many other folks, out there, James O'Keefe. They're doing good work, investigative journalism. But this is something that you used to hear and see from mainstream media, and they have dropped the ball. They really have. But hey, shout out to the citizen journalists, shout out to the independent media that are standing on business, handling business, and trying to get to the bottom of what's going on, not only in this case, but all around the country when it comes to fraud, when it comes to election, rigging, so forth and so on, you name it. Citizen journalists are standing up and handling business. Hit that like button, share the video, subscribe to the channel. Let's get into it.
The young man, Bart was allegedly, people are leaking this and saying that Bart was dating Katie and then he killed Nolan over Katie. And they ain't got no evidence that this happened. None. Katie didn't say it. They haven't talked to Bart. They don't even got a photo of Katie and Bart together. It don't exist. But y'all doing the same thing that y'all claim people used to do to black folks back in the day, lynching them with no evidence. And y'all doing the same thing to these boys. Why? Because they white. And it's wrong.
Yeah, rules for thee, not for me. As much as they want to claim victimhood, as much as they want to claim, back in the day when you see this and that, third, these are the same people, operating in the same fashion. Large majority of them are Democrats. So I guess we shouldn't be surprised that they're operating in the same manner that liberal folks operated in way back when. We shouldn't be surprised.
Roll the clip.
Here with another update in the Nolan Wells case, a friend of Nolan Wells is lawyering up amid a wave of online speculation, denying a viral photo showing him with a woman some social media users are attempting to link to Nolan's death. Attorney Russell Latino says the old high school photo does show Bart Edmondson Jr. with a young woman, but insists she is not Katie McCormick, a woman some online have attempted to romantically link to both Bart and Nolan Wells. Russell Latino says Bart never dated Katie and didn't even know who she was before Nolan's death. The attorney also flatly denies the claim that Bart killed Nolan or contributed to his death in any way. The attorney continues on to say Bart helped a boat in distress and has fully cooperated with investigators, providing access to his boat, GPS, and phone. Bart now plans to sue people, spreading what the family calls wholly fabricated claims. Attorney Russell also says Bart received a credible death threat yesterday because of the made-up speculation. He says the FBI, along with state and local law enforcement, have all been notified.
And I want you guys to do this real quick. Here's the picture. Let's show it in HD. Here's the picture of them. I want y'all to do this real quick. When you're looking at Nolan Wells' case, take race out of it. Take race out of it. Just observe what is happening to young men. One young man is dead. Other young men, in my opinion, are being accused of stuff that they did not do. That at least there's no evidence of them doing. Why is it okay that we treat these young men like this? They done got this boy getting death threats. I heard that Trayston, the young man I interviewed, people are refusing him service. He did nothing but be Nolan's friend and do an interview to help people understand the context of what happened so they can get to the bottom of Nolan's death, and they don't want to serve in places. The world is just... All right, let's continue. Here's a comparison. Now, to me, they look like two different people. The body size, the look, the facial dynamics, the age, it just looks different.
Yeah, they don't look, that's not the same person. These aren't the same two people, yeah.
Now, I think this is a picture that was older with Bart and this young lady, but I don't think in 5 years or 2 years or 3 years you turn from that girl to this girl. But before you put that on the internet, how about you test that? How about you verify that? Before you put somebody's son out there and he get killed over something he didn't have nothing to do with.
You're supposed to do that. That's what real journalists do. They actually make sure that they go and test and check and double check and triple check before they run with a story, because they could potentially be sued for defamation. Unfortunately, you got a lot of, what do you call them? Wild cards out here just doing whatever. And I understand, we're all in that space nowadays, and I get it to an extent, but you can't come out here and do this. You cannot do this. And you're putting young people's lives in danger by doing this.
All right. Lawsuits, lawsuits, lawsuits. Put this snag-a-tooth trailer trash woman on the screen. This is the trashiest woman on the internet. And you sorry people.
Yeah.
I want to call you the N-word, but I'm not because I'm a Christian.
Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't stoop to that level, bro.
You sorry Neanderthals that let this woman talk so much trash about me and get away with calling me a coon and sellout and all this other stuff because she white and you agree with her. Mr. I stand up for my people, and you let this white girl talk crazy about black people. Oh, the ones that you don't like. Now she getting sued. I should sue her for the stuff she said about me. Just flat out lying.
That is the MO for this year. Think about it. Earlier this year, you had white liberals calling black ICE agents and black law enforcement agents the N-word with the hard R. And you had black people on the internet caping for them, saying that it is okay. If you stand with Trump, you stand with ICE. If you are conservative, you are fair game to be talked about and called anything but a child of God. So that in itself lets you know that it's not about race anymore. It's about what party you stand with, what type of ideology you believe in and willing to push. That's what this is about. Black liberals, white liberals, one and the same, in my opinion. 2026 has showcased that. 2026 has showcased that they're okay with, allowing folks to just call you anything if you are not on their side. Simple as that.
Roll the clip.
We've got the first official lawsuit defamation contestant in the Nolan Wells lies and conspiracies that have been going on online. Russell Latino, the attorney that was retained by the family of Bart Edmiston Jr., announced yesterday they were going to be suing a bunch of folks that have been spreading lies and misinformation. Kimbra Lee, right here. Russ says, we served a cease and desist demand for correction and evidence preservation notice on social media influencer, comedian, rapper, and OnlyFans model Kimbra Lee, spelled Kymbra space Li. Today, in anticipation of filing a defamation lawsuit against her, I anticipate at least 2 more such notices going out by the end of the week. I just bought a new case of toner for my printer. And Kimbra's reaction to that is, suing me will only make me rich, baby. Do what you got to do. It will be a waste of your time and money, and it will not cost me a penny, but will give me so much publicity and public outrage, I might actually be able to afford a hamburger. What we have here is somebody who's never dealt with the legal system and doesn't understand that there are, in fact, consequences for your actions.
Thanks.
And the actions are malicious.
Mm-hmm.
This tramp is online saying things that she know to be a lie. I looked at some of her stuff and I'm like, you just made that up. You literally have evidence that this is a lie and you put it together anyway. She put a chart with these boys' names and faces on it. She got a whole concocted conspiracy of how they killed Nolan. That's not public. There's no evidence. There's no interviews. There's nothing that will lead her to believe that other than trying to be salacious. And my producer just said she got an OnlyFans account. Trailer fans. They got a new OnlyFans for trailer trash. They call them trailer fans. And nothing against my people in the trailer parks. I've been to the trailer park. Some of y'all got some clean trailers. Just because you're in the trailer park don't mean you got to be trailer trash. All right? But anyway, y'all know who I'm talking about. So I hope she gets sued, and I hope these other people get sued. And I honestly hope that Benjamin Crump gets sued. I'm going to reserve my opinions on the family in totality right now because I believe that they're being manipulated by Benjamin Crump, that he has convinced them that this is the right way to go instead of them using their instincts and saying, how about we come together as a community to find out what happened to Nolan? Instead of it being like, we're going to not talk to this whole group of people that are reaching out, and then we're going to make up all these theories about what they did or did not do when we could have just talked to them. And we're going to push these theories, and as they get debunked, we're going to deny, and then we're going to file a lawsuit And then we're gonna do this. That's gonna take 6 months, 12 months to find. When we could have just talked to him at the beginning.
I'm with them on that. I'm giving the Wells family the side eye. The wife, it is what it is. We know that she's come out, she's lied, she had to come back and walk it back. The husband, like, bro, step up, be a leader of your family, man. Step up, be a leader of your family, and quit letting these people run y'all around. Seriously, quit letting your wife look like she running things over there. And she very much may be. And maybe that's why you sitting back allowing all of this foolishness to transpire the way it has. But dude, I need you to step up, man. You look bad out here in these streets right now. And the fact that you've allowed Ben Crump and Al Sharpton, and all the race hustles and grifters, to step into this and make this, way more wild and messy than what it needed to be. And the way that y'all handled this, I mean, I'm giving the family, the Wells family, the biggest side eye. I'm disappointed, in the dad, seriously, because I just do not think that he's handled this situation well at all. I'm absolving mom. The dad, at some point, you got to say, hey, bro. And to be honest with you, when they called you, you should have said, nah, we good. We're going to get lawyers, but we don't need y'all. We don't need y'all making this a freaking mockery. And I hope all of the people, that the trailer trash lady, and everybody else that is pushing this conspiracy, that has these young people, receiving death threats and, potentially, messing up and ruining their lives for opportunities in the future. I hope they are sued into oblivion, not just $4 or $5 million judgments. I'm talking $10 to $20 million. They need to be bankrupt. You can't do this to young people, man. You cannot do this and move the way that they've moved without evidence, without verifying and checking sources. You can't just be out here willy-nilly talking crazy about people. You just can't do it. I want to hear from you guys in the comment section. What are your thoughts? Hit the like button, share the video, subscribe to the channel, turn the notifications on to all so you never miss an upload. Consider joining the ARP family, or you can buy your brother a coffee. That link's in the description box below. I appreciate the love. I appreciate the support. And as always, keep God first. Stay prayed up. We'll catch up with you guys next time. Peace.
It is God who arms me with strength. Yeah, I'm battle ready. He trains my hands for battle. My heart stays steady. But thanks be to God, he gives us the victory. Through my Lord Jesus Christ, fear can't live in me. I was down to the dirt, red clay on my shoes, old pain in my shirt, oh so bruised. Then the Lord hit my chest, kicked air from my breath, put power in my step.